Duchess set to land mid-morning here. We're joined now by our royal correspondent Robert Jobson. Lovely to see you again around the cities of New Zealand. Cambridge, huge crowds there. What was the vibe like?
Oh, it was a great vibe. I mean, I think that was one of the best crowds I've seen for many years, actually. They were very enthusiastic. I think it was good that it was Cambridge too. But William and Kate seemed to be in great form. I think he was joking a little bit. He made a few comments that have caused a bit of a stir. Firstly, he said that apparently that his wife's coat was too bright. And then he made another comment that was caused all the stir on the fronts of all the Sunday papers back home.
Yes, tell us about that reaction back home. It was very much driven by the tabloid side of things, wasn't it?
Yeah, apparently that William was supposed to have spoken to a lady who made the shawl and said that be expecting a baby sometime soon. I think the big word is whether the word soon was actually uttered, but look, it doesn't really matter. The fact that William is talking about expanding his family, this has been the Prince of Cuteness tour, really, hasn't it? It's all been about George, so if we have a talk of another baby, it's bound to make the front pages.
Indeed. Now, looking to Christchurch today, it's quite a different feel in this city with the remembrance and the CTV visit as well. What are you expecting from today?
Well, yeah, there's no doubt that this is a very different tone to the Royal Tour. Over the weekend, we've had a lot of activity on the Shotover River and all the excitement, but this really brings back memories of 2011, the loss of life, and of course Prince William delivering that message, saying that from the Queen, talking that grief is the price we pay for love. So, look, yeah, I think it's going to be a different mood, and I think that'll be reflected in the way their Royal Highnesses come and meet the people here.
Does it have a special place in Prince William's heart, as he's spoken of feeling a closeness to the city, having made that visit in 2011?
Absolutely. I mean, he was here within days, wasn't he, of the awful events that happened here, and I think it certainly moved him, and there's no doubt that when he was coming to New Zealand and planning this trip, that he definitely wanted to come back to pay his respects, as well as to meet the victims' families and those that survived the terrible events of 2011.
Now, I have to ask you, looking further into the future, of course, following the New Zealand leg, they've got several days right around Australia. How's the excitement building over the Tasman?
Oh, very much so. I think it's slightly a different mood. Maybe they look at William and Kate in a different way, a bit more, I don't know, celebrity. There's a bit more tongue-in-cheek than over in New Zealand. I think it's no accident that William and Kate came here first. I think there's quite a deep affection for the royal family amongst a lot of people, and a lot of respect. That's what I've felt from the big crowds. And going to Australia, I think it's going to be a slightly different tone. They'll be charging around a little bit too, going to the Blue Mountains, they're going to the Uluru, the Ayers Rock. So I think it's going to be quite exciting. I'm looking forward to it, but be sad to leave New Zealand. It's been a great trip so far.
What will the Australian mood be like in terms of their relationship towards the monarchy? Are you expecting to be quite different from what you've seen here in New Zealand?
Well, I don't know, actually, because in recent times it seems that the mood about republicanism in Australia seems to have quietened down a bit. I mean, with Tony Abbott as Prime Minister, he's quite a pro-monarchy, bringing back knights and dames, which has caused some fun and games over there. I don't see there's going to be a big Republican situation or demonstrations or anything like that. But actually, they're just looking forward to the whole thing, and they're probably a bit peeved that New Zealand got to see George first.
Very good. All right, thanks. There've only been a couple of protesters here, there and everywhere at some of the occasions here. All right, Rob, thanks so much for joining us.